My graduating class was the ages of 17.
Hello, everyone. How's it going? Welcome back to another Watch of Nordic live commentary stream. A little bit of a voice crack in the hello. Yeah, my vocal cords are a little bit cut off after yesterday's Flyers win. But how are we doing, guys? Good to see you all here yet again on the channel. We have a pair of Game 6s today. First one, Stars and Wild. Second one, Oilers and Ducks. First off, apologies for not being live yesterday. I was actually doing my first game of commentary with the Reading Royals. I talked a little bit about it on Monday and Tuesday streams. I do some reporting for them. I'm not necessarily calling the games, but I join them on their intermissions to do like an intermission report and such. So that's what I was doing yesterday. It was a pretty good batch of games yesterday. I'm hoping for the games today to be even better here. And it's a chance for a team to close out a playoff series for the first time in 10 years in the Minnesota Wild. They have a 3-2 lead over the Dallas Stars here, heading on to Game 6 in Minnesota. Well, the Stars are looking to force a Game 7 on Saturday. Got a good amount of people here in the chat. Goku's here. What's up, buddy? I know you're hyped up. What's up, Taco? What's up, Daniel? Todd's here. What's going on? Crimson's here. I didn't ban him. I was just joking in the chat. We got Earl here. What's up, Earl? Serge is here. What's up, Serge? 8 more is here. Who wins tonight? I think the Wild get it done. As long as Minnesota can stay out of the penalty box, I think that Minnesota can get the win tonight. Dallas only has 4 5-on-5 goals the entire series. I think they're going to be able to get it done tonight as long as they stay out of the penalty box. But again, as I said in the previous commentaries, the 4th game is the hardest one to win. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But I think Dallas can win too. It could be a very interesting series here in this one, and I'm looking forward to it. Good to see you all coming in here on the chat. Jane, what's up? Starting goaltenders are the same starting goalies they have been the entire series. It is Jake Ottinger versus Jesper Wallstedt. So there you go. Got a good crowd in here before puck drops. 70 people here on the commentary. Good to see you all. Thank you all for your support on today's round 2 preview between the Flyers and the Hurricanes. That video was received pretty well. It did pretty well. So I'm happy with that. Thank you all so much. And again, for the recap and all that yesterday, again, I apologize for not being live yesterday. Had other things to attend to. We won't be live tomorrow either. Sadly, tomorrow we will not be live either. Hopefully that is the last time for a while where we won't be live. So just so you guys know, we will not be live tomorrow. Unfortunately, as much as I would love to be live streaming with you guys. So, rocking the second round jersey. Ah, shit. Thank you for reminding me. Thanks for reminding me, Daniel. Trying to get them off the wall here. Yeah, so I had those up for the second round preview that I posted earlier today. I had those up for the second round preview. I forgot to change those before we went live here. I had the day off today. Watched the Phillies a little bit. Watched Justin Crawford walk-off win. How about that? And before I went live here today, they went out a rain delay, so that's fun. But anyway, enough about the Phillies. Yeah, just an off day. Got some videos done. They're going to be posted tomorrow and throughout this weekend. So plenty of content for you guys in case I'm not live. So there you go. But yeah, it's a big Game 6 here. These two goaltenders have been the difference makers here in this series so far. I think Wallstedt's been absolutely phenomenal. Ottinger's numbers aren't the greatest in the world, but the defense in front of him hasn't been the greatest either. May have lost again twice the same way in double OT. Yeah, bro. The first time was almost double overtime, but yeah, that series has been so just bleh. The goalies have sucked so bad. All right, and that being said, folks, the national anthem here has concluded in Minnesota. We are ready to get started with puck drop here for Game 6 between the Dallas Stars and the Minnesota Wild. Ooh, look who's here to hype up the crowd. It's Flower. Marc-Andre Fleury is here to hype up the crowd. Second winningest goalie in NHL history. And who else to do it but him? It is a chance for Minnesota to move on to the second round for the first time in 11 years. It's 2015 was the last time they advanced to round 2. It's been many years of just disappointment and heartbreak throughout the last couple of years for Minnesota. But can they get it done tonight? We will find out. The fourth game is the hardest one to win. I've been praising that the entire time. And it should be a fun one. Game 6 between the Stars and the Wild. And we are underway. Faceoff is won back by the Stars. They will clear it down low into the Minnesota zone. Wallstead of his net to play that puck. It's very important that Dallas is able to capitalize on their chances. They only have 4 5-on-5 goals the entire series. Johansson battling for on the right side. Then high stick in the air was Maverick Bork. Eriksson Ek battling for on the right side. Johnson gets it back down for Dallas. Fires it on. That one's denied. Trying to poke check that one away to center. Quinn Hughes gets it back down low then for Brock Faber behind the net. Faber off the boards ahead then for Matt Boldy, who will gain the line and dump it down low into the Dallas zone. Oninger plays it around behind the net then. Robertson battling for it down low in the corner. Esa Lindell is there as well. And grabbed back by Ilya Lyubushkin. Stars will regroup in their own end. About a minute gone here in this opening period. Jason Robertson will grab it down low in the Dallas zone. He will throw it to center. Matt Zuccarello takes it back in the Minnesota end. Zuccarello cross-ice pass then through center with speed is Jared Spurgeon. Up top, Hartman. At the point now, taking that one down the right side. Kirill Kaprizov pass in front. And nobody is there. Picked up at the point then by Spurgeon. Up top, Zuccarello shoots it. And that one is denied there by Oninger. That even got on. Hartman to Zuccarello. Matt Zuccarello regroups around, pass up top. Hartman waits in front, and a good chance there by Middleton. Denied. Stars intercept it, and they will clear it back to center. Minnesota will chip it back down low here into the Dallas end. Thomas Harley off the boards then for Miro Heiskanen. Heiskanen will move it through center, broken up then at center, and Minnesota will regroup now on their own end. Hughes on the right side for Faber, plays it up ahead then for Jakub Trenin, who will dump it down low into the Dallas end. Petrovic, cleared around then for Bischel. Cross-ice pass then for Ritskovian. Chip back down low into the Minnesota zone. Jamie Benn battling for it down low in the corner. He was a pretty active player in Game 5. A couple controversial calls there. Here come the Wild moving it down the other way. Trenin intercepted there in front. And grabbed back by Petrovic, who will move it through center. Intercepted then quickly by Minnesota. 2.5 minutes gone here in this opening period. Still no shots so far. Hughes breaks it through center for Minnesota. He will dump it over then for Foligno. Foligno pass over then for Sturm is blocked. Down low in the corner, fighting for it then as Nick Foligno. Puck goes up and out of play. Again, starting goaltenders tonight here on both sides. Jake Ottinger against Jesper Wallstedt. Wallstedt, .926 save percentage here in these playoffs. Ottinger, .899 career when he faces elimination. He has a .920 when he is facing elimination in games in his career. Yeah, my Flyers won last night. Pretty happy to see. I was thrilled. Some of my vocal cords kind of got blown out a little bit celebrating that overtime goal. Dan Vladar's the man. Here's Blackwell. Battling for on the right side then with Bogosian. Foligno in the corner will backhand it around behind the net then. Played back to center. Blackwell kept it by Lindell. Lindell will dump it down low. I believe it was blown dead for an offsides. Daniel, for your answer to that question, there are a couple of guys who have come in. I can tell you this for sure. Rupe Hintz is still not playing. He was ruled out for Game 6, I believe after Game 5, just not ready. Maybe he'll be ready for Game 7 if it does get to that point, but obviously you have to get to Game 7 for that to become true. Faceoff won by Minnesota outside of their own zone. It's chipped all the way back down low to the Dallas end. Harley battling for it alongside Boldy. Johansson fighting now with Johnston. Puck goes up in the air and out of play. Yeah, so again, like if Minnesota can stay out of the penalty box, I think they'll be able to win the series. Dallas has been really effective on their power play. Outside of that, they really haven't been able to do much. They only, again, I've said it a couple times already, they only have 4 5-on-5 goals the entire series. So essentially, if Minnesota can stay out of the box, I think they'll be in a good spot. Faceoff won by the Wild. Boldy will play it down low then for Johansson. Quinn Hughes will carry it around behind the net then. Pass back up top to Faber. It's tipped as it slides back to center. Faber for Boldy. Boldy will dump it down low into the Dallas zone. Harley falls on the ice. Heiskanen battling forward down low in the corner with Eriksson Ek. Minnesota trying to play it up top. Quinn Hughes keeps it in. He'll circle back around. Fires one on. And that one's blocked. Down low in the corner now. Brock Faber will backhand it around behind the net then to Boldy. Matt Boldy on the right side trying to play it up top. Intercepted then by the Stars, who will backhand it to center. Hughes into the zone. Quinn Hughes with some room will circle it back around. Up top then Kaprizov. Battling for it on the right side. Pass up top. Broken up then by Dallas, who will get it to center. Hey, John, thank you for the $10 dono. You know I'm flyered up, John. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. You have been very kind to me in these commentaries. Thank you, brother. Down low in the corner, Quinn Hughes battling forward with Kaprizov. Hartman, cross-ice pass then for Zuccarello is broken up and backhanded down low into the Minnesota zone. About 4.5 minutes gone here in this opening period. We are still scoreless. Lyubushkin will clear it to center. Esa Lindell gets it back then for the Stars, who will move it through center now. Rantanen. Cross-ice pass broken up then by Minnesota. They will dump it to center. Lyubushkin cleared back into the zone. On the right side, Mikko Rantanen. Pass up top, then ahead for Petrovic. Petrovic down low then for Duchesne. Intercepted then by Minnesota, who will move it through center. Carconi will dump it into the glove of Jay Gottinger, who makes the save. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. Thank you for the donation, John. It is greatly appreciated, brother. Yeah, feeling good about the Flyers. It makes me happy to see them in it. I'm so proud of that team, and I'm looking forward to commentating that second round against Carolina. Even though I think they'll lose, I'm still happy to see my team in the playoffs this year. I think I'm just so thrilled about it. And Dan Vladar was a brick wall. He really was. Yeah, the stick chuck by York was pretty tough. That was pretty sick. Shots are 1-1 here in this opening period. What's up, Bo? How we doing? What's up, Bob? What's up, Jack? How we doing from Calgary? Nice. Series to see what version of green has been the best. That's turn on my Siri. Face off here in the Dallas end. It's one back then by the Wild, who will clear it wide of the Dallas net. Rantanen battling for it down low. Bishop gets it back as he in a net front battle with Trennan. McCarron trying to get that one free. Minnesota dumps one down low now. McCarron battling for it alongside Petrovic. They both fall down to the ice. It's grabbed back to by Tarasenko. Trennan to Tarasenko. Broken up then by the Stars. It's just back and forth battles here in the Dallas end. Stars are giving the Wild no room, which is to be expected here in a game like this. Here's McCarron. Behind the net, looks for options. Pass in front. Shot on there, save. Rebound was there for Tarasenko and broken up. Petrovic down low now in the corner. Alex Petrovic will regroup here in the Stars end, looking for options to play that puck. Off the board, Heiskanen will clear it down low to the Minnesota zone. Wallstead plays it away. Quinn Hughes back to Faber. Brock Faber down low in the corner, moving it through center. Here comes Quinn Hughes. Hughes, cross-ice pass into the zone. Foligno up top. Hughes waits, comes in, fires it. He scores! Quinn Hughes! And the Wild open it up. It's 1-0. Who else but Quinn Hughes, the trade acquisition in December, and that is the reason why they acquired him, to score in big-time moments like that. I'm pretty sure that's his first goal in a live commentary as well. And what patience there from Hughes. The little toe drag release there around, I believe that was Faxa, and fires it there on the top corner right side of Ottinger, and it is a 1-0 lead here for Minnesota. Who else but Quinn Hughes, the defenseman for Minnesota, to open up the scoring. And of course, the Wild take a 1-0 lead. It's his, I believe, his first goal of the postseason, assisted by Foligno and Sturm. Jared Spurgeon now in his own end will play it to center. Boldy into the zone, will get around Lindell, feeds it back up top then for Spurgeon. Spurgeon shoots it, and that one goes wide. Here's Lindell. Battling for it on the right side, then Boldy throws it up top. Slap shot from Middleton is denied there by Ottinger. Stars will pick it up here. They'll move it through center. Robertson will chip it down low into the Minnesota end. Middleton battling alongside Robertson down low in the corner. Wild will play it through center. It's Johansson ahead then for Eriksson Ek, who will dump it down low. Shots are 4-1 here in favor of Minnesota. That's not exactly what you wanted there if you're the Dallas Stars. Heiskanen will dump it back down low into the Minnesota zone. Hartman battling for it on the right side then with Matt Duchene. There as well as Quinn Hughes up top, and Stars cannot keep that one, and it will slide back to center. Thomas Harley in the Dallas end. Rantanen, cross-ice pass then to Duchene. Matt Duchene will take it down low behind the net then, fighting with Quinn Hughes in the corner. Rantanen will throw it up top. Mikko Rantanen, pass to the point, then Heiskanen waits, shoots it, and that one goes just wide of Wallstead. Battling for it in the corner, then Rantanen alongside Faber, who gets it to center. Here comes Quinn Hughes again. Hughes through center, and it's offsides. And I believe with that, we will step aside. 12:01 to go in this opening period. Quinn Hughes with the toe drag release. It's 1-0 Wild. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Again, we're 5 subs away from 6,400. We'd love to start off the second round with that goal. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Good crowd tonight already. 140 people here in the commentary. That's awesome. Yeah, not a good start there for the Stars to play from behind already. And Quinn Hughes picks up the tally as first of the playoffs. Thank you, John. Turn on my fan. You know that I'm happy right now. I bet you are, Goku. Yeah. I would love to see the Wild move on. It's been a long time. And it's always a great community of Wild fans who always join into the streams whenever I commentate them. So, but I'm not opposed to a Game 7, though. I'm not opposed to a Game 7. As much as the Wild fans may be against it, I'm not opposed to it at all. Last time we were in this building in Grand Casino Arena, the games 3 and 4 went to overtime. Dallas had a 2-1 lead in the series after Game 3. Minnesota would go on to win Game 4 and then went on to Game 5 and won that game 4-2. Again, limiting the Stars to, I believe, 13 shots through 40 minutes of play. Obviously, Dallas came back in the latter period and started racking on some shots. Hey, what's up, Daredevil? I think we're getting overtime in this game. Got Bunting to score. I'll have to remember that, brother. Thank you. Thank you, Daredevil. I appreciate it. Here come the Stars in the Minnesota zone. Thomas Harley battling for it down low in the corner. Intercepted then by Trennan and cleared back to center. Jamie Benn. Back to Heiskanen, who will dump it down low into the Minnesota zone. Bunting. Behind the net then for Benn. Jamie Benn on the right side, up top then for Heiskanen. Poke checked away to center. Trenton battling forward on the right side. It's broken up. McCarron getting it back then for Minnesota down low. Miro Heiskanen comes back here to regroup in the Dallas zone. Shot still 4-1 in favor of the Wild. Maverick Board chipped out the boards then by Foligno. Ahead through center, 2-on-1. Foligno comes in, denied by Ottinger as Ottinger sprawled down to his back. And he got lucky there. Puck slides in on Wallstead. He'll make the save and cover up. Thank you, Mr. GG. Don't care who wins as long as it's good hockey. That's kind of the sentiment that I'm rolling with here, too. A. Thronson with the $5 dono. Thank you, Thronson. I appreciate it, brother. We got a bit of a dono train here going on. Thank you, Thronson. That means a lot, brother. Thank you all for your donations so far. It's really kind. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you. $11:01 to go here in this opening period. Face-off coming up in the Minnesota zone. Clock was a little bit off. My apologies. Face-off is a tie-up then. One back by Dallas. Battling forward now down low in the corner. Johnston a shot. That one is denied. Here's Middleton. Off the boards then for Boldy, who battles for it down low. Matt Boldy alongside Liam Bischel. Feeds it up top then for Bork. Bork will clear it down low behind the net then. Minnesota will poke check it up top. Petrovic back down low behind the net then. Here's Marcus Johansson. Johansson right side for Spurgeon, who will dump it to center. Boldy into the zone then for Johansson. Marcus Johansson behind the Dallas net. On the right side, Brock Faber pass in front. And Eriksson Ek had a wide open opportunity. He was denied. Eriksson Ek up top then for Quinn Hughes. Hughes. Right side then for Faber. Brock Faber up top. Shot on there is blocked. Hughes. The Boldy a drive. And that one goes wide. Halfway through the opening period. John with the $5 dono. We are officially at $1,000 worth of donations here this season. Wow. Thank you all so much. Got to shorten the font there. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you all for your donations. You guys are so kind. Here's a shot from Faber. That one goes wide of Ottinger and cleared all the way back to center. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. That means a lot. Here's Faber. Around the right side. Brock Faber will dump it around behind the net then to Kaprizov. Kaprizov will clear it back up top then for Hartman. Hartman forced back to center. And they'll dump it back down low into the Dallas zone. Shots 5-1 in favor of the Wild. Only one shot for Dallas in 10 minutes of play. As long as you guys keep on coming, I'll keep doing the commentaries. Thank you all so much for your donos and all your support here in this one. I got 160 people in here right now. Kaprizov battling forward in the corner then with Esa Lindell. On the right side, Lyubushkin battling forward then with Zuccarello trying to play it in the corner. Kaprizov fighting on the right side then with Matt Duchene. Kaprizov will dump it down low behind the net then to Esa Lindell. Minnesota will regroup at center. Kaprizov tried to gain the zone and dump it down low. Middleton will poke check it here into the Dallas end. Kirill Kaprizov up top. Sliding pass down low, Lindell. Cleared off the boards and back into the Wild end. Here's Jacob Middleton. Middleton off the boards then for Zach Bogosian, who will carry it through center. Chipped off the boards then from Foligno and back down low into the Dallas end. About 12 minutes gone here in this opening period. Dallas needs to wake up. Foligno into the zone, broken up then by Miro Heiskanen. Heiskanen down low in the Dallas zone. Here come the Stars through center. On the right side then, Blackwell ahead then for Johnston. Up top, Heiskanen. Heiskanen shoots it. And that one goes wide there of Wallstead and out of play. We will step aside yet again. Less than 8 minutes to go here in this opening period. It is a 1-0 lead for Minnesota, and Dallas struggling to find an answer. Really bad start for the Stars. Oh, my Lord. Shots are 5-2 in favor of the Wild. Could have easily been 2-0. There was a play, a 2-on-1 with Foligno and McCarron. Ottinger sprawled to make the save. He made it. But it was nearly a 2-0 game. Big Wild fan, nice. Forgot to put this on the screen. We will be live later on tonight for Oilers and Ducks, round 1, game 6. That is the later game here on the commentary schedule. That game will start as soon as we end this one. Well, we'll start that stream as soon as we end this game here tonight. But that is another game where a team has a chance to move on. Watch your video today on the Canes and Flyers. You're not thinking the Flyers can win. I think they can win. I think they can. I'm trying the reverse psychology again. I posted the first day of the playoffs, I posted a prediction of the Penguins beating the Flyers. I'm trying to do the reverse psychology, but I think realistically the Hurricanes should win. Who am I cheering for? I wouldn't mind Minnesota winning. Honestly, I don't really have a dog in this fight. Neither of these teams are like teams that I root for, generally speaking, but I wouldn't mind seeing the Wild move on or just a Game 7 being forced. That'd be cool too. Really frustrating first half of the period for Dallas. Really not showing that much urgency here. They definitely need to show more of that if they want to force a Game 7 on Saturday, which I don't know if we'll be live for. Depends on what happens tomorrow. Minnesota will dump it to center, then stolen back by Ritzkovian. Ritzkovian will try and flip it to center. Minnesota will chip it down low with Spurgeon. On the right side, back over then for Middleton. Middleton, down low then for Spurgeon. Jared Spurgeon will dump it off the boards to the center. Heiskanen broken up then by the Wild, who will dump it down low into the Dallas end. Heiskanen behind the net then for Trennan. Jamie Benn battling for on the right side. Then it's cleared around to the bench side corner where Ritzkovian will get it to center and chipped all the way back into the Minnesota zone. This will be an icing. Thank you all for tuning in. Only 2 more subs till 6,400. We do live commentary teams for all 32 teams. What's up, Renee? How we doing? Go Wild. What's up, Chris? Yeah, wake up, Dallas. Yeah, Dallas has got to wake up. This is a pretty bad start, considering the fact that you're trailing in this series. Here's Boldy. On the right side up top then for Quinn Hughes. Hughes to Faber, a shot. And that one goes wide there, Vonninger. Down low now in the corner, Eriksson Ek off the boards for Boldy on the right side. Boldy up top to Quinn Hughes. Hughes, who has the opening goal in this game, will try and take it around Ritzkovian. What's up, Jack? Thank you, Mellon. I appreciate it, brother. Here's Hughes. Up top to Johansson. Johansson right side then for Quinn Hughes. Shot on there is blocked and cleared down low to the corner. At the point then Hughes to Faber. Faber up top to Hughes. Shoots it. And that one goes wide there. Vonninger rebounds in front and cleared away by Dallas, who will dump it to center. Thank you all so much. 6,400 subscribers. Thank you, Gary. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, hopefully eventually I would love to be on national TV, but still a ways away from that. I'm only 19. Got to get that degree. Kaprizov down low in the corner then for Harmon. Harmon battling forward then with Labushkin. On the right side, Kaprizov fighting with Mikko Rantanen. Rantanen tied up there with Kaprizov down low in the corner. Up top then Middleton trying to backhand that one down low. Cleared back to center. Dallas will regroup in their own end. About 6 minutes to go here in this opening period. Zuccarello on the right side will dump it into the Dallas end. Here's Esa Lindell. Battling forward then with Zuccarello. Huge hit there in front. Sturm in front. And a good chance there by Marcus Foligno, who laid out, I believe that was Lindell. And we got a whistle here at 5:42. Rantanen is down. Mikko Rantanen down on the ground, slow to get up. Going to be such a blowout. Wilder just so much more talented and executed at a much higher level. Yep, I agree. Do I think the green team is going to win? Yes. DLS Podcast said Faber has been the best player of this whole series. Do I agree? Certainly top 3. I think he's performed really well. Certainly in the top 3. I don't know if he's been the best player in the series, but he's certainly up there. He's really taken a step for a lot of people, for sure. Little payback? Yeah, I guess so. 3 of my picks have advanced. Worried about Edmonton. Picked them. How was everyone's playoff bracket? It's all right. It's looking okay. I've gotten a couple series right. I got Colorado right, of course. I got Carolina right. I got Philadelphia right in my one half of my bracket. Thank goodness you're back. Last night was a struggle. I'm sorry, Tim. Yeah, I won't be live tomorrow either, unfortunately. Tomorrow I'm doing work with my Reading Royals team again, so I won't be live tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow will be the last night where I won't be live for a while. Wish I had a little bit more pizzazz. What do you mean by pizzazz? Mine is currently in shambles. Mine's like half my bracket's doing well, half my bracket's like terrible. Like the Western Conference, I'm not doing terrible. The East does not look great. Unless Buffalo wins. If Buffalo wins, then I got 50% of them right. Oh, my goodness. Do I think Minnesota is going to win the series? I think so, yeah. With the way Dallas has started tonight, unless if Dallas really just bounces back, I think Minnesota's got this series in the bag. What's up, T-Stat? How we doing? All right, back here in Minnesota. Mikko Rantanen taking a rough play there. Face-off coming up here now on the Dallas end. Yeah. I mean, I don't hope that they're out as of tomorrow, but definitely if they're out tomorrow, then that means I'll be live from now on. They're down 3-0 in their series, so yeah. Here's Maverick Bourque. Battling for on the right side, then with Quinn Hughes. Down low in the corner, Harman nailed by Bourque. On the right side, then Zuccarello. Cross-ice pass for Hughes is too far ahead. And Dallas will dump it down low. Here's Zuccarello. Battling for now on the right side. Kaprizov for Quinn Hughes in the corner. Kirill Kaprizov trying to throw that one up top. 5 minutes to go here in this opening period. Shots are still 5-2 in favor of Minnesota. And Quinn Hughes with the only goal. It's 1-0. Hughes in the Minnesota end. Up top then for Nick Foligno, who dumps it down low. Bischel battling forward with Foligno down low in the corner. There as well as Colin Blackwell trying to get that one free down low. Puck is cleared all the way back to center. Radek Faksa will backhand it down low to the Minnesota zone. Back in the corner, fighting now with Foligno. On the right side then is Faksa. Faksa for Blackwell. Up top, Bischel. Shot on there, goes up. And out of play. And now we got some pushing and shoving here in front of the Dallas bench. Thank you, Jake. Yeah, the other scenario is that both these, there is a chance that there could be no games on Saturday as well. If both Minnesota and Anaheim win tonight, there will not be any games on Saturday as far as I know. I haven't heard anything regarding the second round series between Philadelphia and Carolina. I think if at least one of the games goes to Game 7 tomorrow, that series probably won't start till Monday. Face-off here, one back then by Dallas. They will fire it wide of Wallstead. Trennan clears it back to center. Down low now in the Dallas zone, Thomas Harley. Harley for Heiskanen. Chipped off the boards then down low in the corner. Harley cross-ice pass then for Bunting. Bunting through center, backhanded down low into the Minnesota end. Off the boards, Jeff Petrie, who's playing in this Game 6. Gives it over then for Trennan. On the right side, Petrie will bank it off the boards. It goes out of play. So yeah, there is a chance there could be no games on Saturday if both series end tonight. Who do I think is better, Hughes or Makar? I think it's still Makar. Hughes is like a razor close second though. It's definitely tight. Buffalo will not lose tomorrow. College is overrated. Go into a trade. Trade school, you mean? Here's Spurgeon. Played ahead then to center. Joel Eriksson will carry it into the zone 3-on-3. Johansson dumps it around behind the Dallas net then for Boldy. Boldy will fight for it on the right side then with Robertson. It's picked back up down low. Heiskanen off the boards and back into the Minnesota zone for an icing. Now 3:29 left to go here. Fun watching UMD Bulldogs. Yep. Buffalo lives or dies on high risk, high reward, rush offense. Yeah, I agree with that. I totally agree with that, Jake. Showing out Brock Faber. 5 games this postseason. 5 points. And again, somebody asked me if I believed he was the best player in this series. I think he's up there. Puck will slide back into the Minnesota zone. Who are the Norris Trophy finalists? I think we find out soon. We don't know that yet necessarily. Here's Boldy. Back for Hughes on the right side. Brock Faber will chip it off the boards to center, or at least he'll try to. Eriksson dumps it back down low. Stolen back then off the boards. Harley then for Heiskanen, trying to backhand that one down low, fighting with Eriksson in the corner. Joel Eriksson right side then Johnston, ahead then for Robertson. Robertson for Quinn Hughes. Backhanded ahead, Faber to center. Matt Boldy battling forward alongside Heiskanen. Down low in the corner, Eriksson battling forward with Labushkin. Nico Sturm in the corner, Eriksson fires it on the one, saved by Ottinger. He'll cover up. Yeah, we don't know yet, Quiz. We don't know, Quiz. We don't know that yet, Chris. Quiz. I forget the schedule for when the awards come out. I'll try and look that up real quick. Shot 6-2 in favor of Minnesota. The first shot in a while here. Face-off here is one back then by Dallas. They will dump it to center. Bork on the right side, then Ritzkovian. Down low in the corner now, Petrie. Battling forward alongside the likes of Heiskanen down low in the corner. Minnesota trying to play it to center. Lindell up top to Bork. Labushkin, slap shot. Saved there by Wallstedt and cleared all the way back into the Dallas zone. It'll trickle in for an icing. Icings back and forth, feels like. Yeah, guys, like the stream down below. We're already at 60 likes. Wow. Yep, Quiz. Norris Trophy will be released on May 7th, Chris. May 7th is when the Norris Trophy comes out. So about a week from today, actually, the Norris Trophy will come out, or the finalists will be announced. How many hits so far? Hits in this game are 14-13 Minnesota. Who does Dallas move out to stay below the cap ceiling? Ooh, I don't know. I'll have to take a look. I'll have to take a look at their roster, how their roster is built, because they do have to sign Robertson, no? I'll take a look at their roster if I remember the intermission. Face-off coming up in the Minnesota zone. 2:09 to go. Shot 6-3 in favor of Minnesota. Petrie off the boards. Then Spurgeon will backhand it down low into the Dallas end. It will not be an icing as it slides into Ottinger. He'll make the save. Who will win the Vezina? Vezina finalists are Vasilevsky, Sorokin, and Swayman. I think it's going to be Vazzy. I wouldn't be shocked if it's Swayman, though. I feel like it won't be Sorokin because he didn't make the playoffs. And voters are really critical about that. Like, he was a finalist, but he might not win the thing because he didn't make the playoffs. They do factor that in. So I wouldn't be shocked if it's either Vazzy or Swayman. I would like to see Swayman, I'm not going to lie. He's been a big part in why Boston's made the playoffs this year. Haskin battling forward down low in the corner alongside Boldy. Johnson on the right side, thrown back to center. Quinn Hughes will get it back then for the Wild, over then for Brock Faber. Chipped off the boards and back down low to the Dallas end. Harley off the boards then right side, cleared all the way back into the Minnesota zone. Faber backhanded off the boards, or at least he tries to. Foligno will dump it ahead to center. Johnston fighting with Foligno. Robertson down low then, carrying it through center. Duchesne wraps it around up top. Shot on there, saved by Wallstead. And getting back to center then is Foligno. It'll slide back into the Dallas zone for yet again another icing. Who do I think the Wild will trade for in the offseason? I don't really know, I'm not going to lie. I think if anything, they want center depth. Go get a center. But I mean, I'm not really worried about that right now because they're in the playoffs. Face off in the Minnesota ends. One back then by the Wild. It's Faber for Hughes. Approaching the last minute of play here in this opening period. Puck is cleared back down low into the Dallas zone. Bischel carries it through center then for Dallas. Cleared off the boards then. Lindell will dump it down low. Wallstead for Spurgeon, who will dump it to center. Time winding down. Petrovic for Bischel. Cleared off the boards and back down low to the Minnesota end. In the corner now, battling for it is Middleton. 35 seconds to go. Spurgeon will dump it down low into the Dallas end. Trennan in the corner fighting alongside Petrovic. Up top then, here's Duchesne. 2-on-2. Duchesne gains the line and it's offsides. Hurting on the bench is Foligno, it looks like. Hopefully Foligno's okay. Nick Foligno, that is. Should trade for Matthews. Shot 7-4 now. Not a lot of shots. Minnesota's clogging up the neutral zone. We got 240 people in here. Thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe down below if you're new. Face-off outside of the Dallas zone is one back then by the Stars. Here's Faber, who will dump it to center. 15 seconds left. Faber off the boards then for Boldy, who will chip it down low into the Dallas end. 5 seconds remaining in the period. Labushkin to Lindell. Duchesne will clear it to center. That'll do it. End of the opening period here in Minnesota. Quinn Hughes, the trade deadline acquisition, makes it a 1-0 lead for Minnesota after 20 minutes of play. That being said, folks, it is intermission time. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Do what you got to do. We will be back for period number 2 momentarily. This is the countdown till the second. Don't forget to subscribe down below if you're new. Now we're on the push to 6,500 here on the channel. 6,500 subscribers is our next goal here on the channel. So stay tuned for that. We're at 70 likes on the commentary as well. Thank you all so much. Shots are 7-4. Really not an eventful period in terms of shots, if we're being honest. There just wasn't a lot of that. Going to make a clip of the Quinn Hughes goal and post that to the channel. Tomorrow, stay tuned tomorrow. Tomorrow is the first, it's our first episode of our off-season outlooks. We're going to do an off-season outlook for all 32 teams. We're starting tomorrow with the teams that are eliminated from the playoffs. We got Vancouver first up on the docket. Hoping to get to Chicago and the Rangers as well this weekend. So stay tuned for that. If If I'm not able to stream on Saturday, I can guarantee you that's what I'll be doing. What's the new donation goal? $1,100. $1,100. I usually just take it up by 100, typically. I do the same with the subscriber goal, as you can tell. So, yeah, it's $1,100. But thank you all so much for that. That is incredible. Honestly, that is absolutely phenomenal. It was never the goal whatsoever when making these commentaries to make money off of these. And the fact that you guys have been kind enough, and this is over the whole season, by the way, the fact you guys have been kind enough to donate me that amount of money, I really appreciate it. Like, it means a ton. Thank you all so much. As a 19-year-old kid, it does really go a long way. And again, the money goes back into the channel. It goes back in to pay for TV subscriptions, and it buys hockey cards too. And with the amount of money we've made in the playoffs this past month, we're gonna buy a big box of cards and unbox them on the channel in the month of May. So stay tuned for that. I'm thinking a hobby box. Hobby box for Upper Deck Series 2. I think that'd be a good idea. Nordic, the Wild got Hughes in December, not at the trade deadline. Oh, did I say deadline? My bad. I meant December, the trade December. Yeah. My bad. Sometimes I just say things without saying them. Thank you, Vikings. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, it still means a lot, though. Like, it's nuts. It's nuts for that. But, I mean, I enjoy the hell out of this. It's so much fun. There's nothing like it, really.
Fires it. Top Hughes waits, comes in, fires it. He scores.
What's up, Spider-Man? How we doing?
And the Wild open it up.
Gonna go get some popcorn.
Who else but Quinn Hughes, the trade acquisition in December, and that is the reason why they acquired him.
All right, perfect. There we go. There's the Hughes clip. Hey, John with a $5 dono. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Yeah, Hobby Box. Hobby Box, bro. Yeah, Hobby Box is, at least where I'm buying them from, $180. $180. They're pretty expensive. But you guys make those things possible. So we'll unbox a Hobby Box in the month of May once I get the money for it, when I get paid by YouTube. But thank you all so much. Again, it's only fair that the money you guys give to me, it comes back to you guys in the channel in some way or some form. But yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. Quinn Hughes is a beast tonight. Yep. I mean, again, you acquired him for that reason, to show up in those big moments, and he has so far. Show up in those big moments. Penn should trade Skinner to Vancouver. He sucks. How much are used hobby boxes? What do you mean by used? What do you mean by used? Like hobby boxes from previous years? I don't know. I don't know, actually. But the place where I buy them from, they're $180. Maybe that changed because I haven't bought one in like a month or so. But what's up, Carsy Matt? How we doing? The price may have changed. Maybe it went down a little bit. So we will not be live tomorrow. I am doing my work again for the Reading Royals, the ECHL team that I do some part-time work for. They're currently losing 3-0 in their season series. If they lose tomorrow, their season's over. If they win tomorrow, game 5 of their series is on Saturday. So I may not be live Saturday either. We may not be live Saturday anyway if there's no games on Saturday. So we'll see what happens there with tomorrow and actually the games tonight. Buying 2 cases of 1991 Upper Deck. Greatest card I've seen ever made. 1 high, number 1 low num, and 1 low number. Nice. Yeah, I've unboxed a couple of pro sets. It's been a long time though. It's been a long time since I've unboxed the pro set box. I was out in Scranton, PA, a couple weeks ago. Went to a mall in Scranton. Found a couple packs of old hockey cards, unboxed them. Got a couple decent guys, nothing crazy though. I have a whole box of hockey. I have a whole pile of hockey and baseball cards that I have to organize into my binders this summer. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah, I've been trying to hunt down a Schaefer rookie card. It's been really hard to get one though. I've opened a hobby box. I've opened like 10 retail boxes. It's been hard. Do I watch any other pro sports? I watch baseball. I'm a big baseball guy. I don't really watch the NBA. It's hard to watch the NBA when it's corresponding with the NHL playoffs and stuff all the time. My Sixers are down 3-2 in the series. I have no idea what the score is of the game right now. But yeah, I'm primarily a hockey and baseball guy. I'll watch football too on occasion, but I'm not that into it as much as I am baseball and hockey. My Sixers are winning, but it's the first quarter, so we'll see. Postponed the Phillies game for the Flyers game last night. Nah, it was rained out, but it was cool to see all the Phillies guys there. And the fact that they got booed was the best part of it. That was objectively hilarious. Look at the next game. What's the next game? Holy crap. Oh my God. 83-36. Good Lord. Who's up? I'm gonna assume the Knicks are winning that series right now. Yeah, it looks like that series is gonna end tonight. Good Lord. What frequency does YouTube pay me at monthly? They pay me once a month. So basically, like the amount of money that I make in one single month, is like I get paid that in a month. So like for example, I get paid monthly, more or less, is what I mean. So for example, the amount of money that I made in the month of March, I got paid for about a week ago. It takes time for it to convert and all that stuff, but eventually, So like all the money that I'm making now, I won't get until next month. And like late next month. Hard to watch sports when your kids don't watch with you. Yeah, I believe that. I don't have that problem yet though. Not yet. That is a blowout. Yeah, 83-35. That's something. Wolves game starts at 8:30. Anybody get any injury updates? I have no idea. Your choice or theirs? It's theirs. There's no other options. I mean, I think it's because of the fact that the YouTube money's got a process and stuff, and they take taxes out of it and stuff. I don't know. I'm still kind of learning about it. Like this is the first year where I've gotten like legitimate paychecks from YouTube. It's between like the 21st and the 28th of every month. It's weird. It's really weird. Minnesota's winning in the faceoffs. Yes, they are. 60% too. Thanks, Bogo. I appreciate it, brother. Yeah, I mean, again, like, I don't mind giving you guys the info on it because it's it's something that definitely is interesting with the way YouTube runs their money and stuff. Obviously, it's not my full-time job, so I'm not living off of that, but need at least 3 more goals to lay to rest. Michkov looked better last night after being benched. Yeah, I agreed with that. I agreed with that decision. I agree with the decision to bench him. But I only agree with it as long as other players were held to the same standard. And they were. So think it's time for the Wild? Yeah. I think it is too. They're due, to be honest. Don't forget, later on tonight, we'll be live for Ducks and Oilers Round 1, Game 6. Will the Anaheim Ducks be able to close out the Edmonton Oilers? We will find out. Zucker and Parise contract screwed them. Yup, that really screwed them over for a long time. This was the first year where they were finally rid of those. All right, that being said, folks, I'm going to go use the bathroom quickly. We got a little bit less than 5 minutes to go till period number 2. Thank you all for tuning in. Stick around. I'll be right back. All right, I have returned. Sorry about that, guys. Use the bathroom really quick. Gotta grind, yep. 10 plus more subs before he gets back. Nah. Sadly not. We're 18 likes away from 100 likes, though. Would love if you guys gave me to 100 likes. That'd be awesome. Crazy how we're already there and it's only the end of the first. If Anaheim loses tonight, they lose the series. I agree. I think you can lose game 5, but you got to win tonight. Like, I mean, I don't like their odds going to game 6, to be honest with you. I think you're playing with fire there. Penn State hoodie. Who won NCAA hockey? It was Denver. Denver won NCAA hockey. I'm a college fan, though. College hockey fan as well. What's up, DSB? How we doing? Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Got to be pumped up about Philly Flyers getting in the postseason, having a battle Pennsylvania in the playoffs. You'll be my age by the time that happens again. Yep. Yeah, man, I'm thrilled about it. I'm happy to see them having success. And again, it's been a really fun couple of weeks watching that team play. By the way, our series preview for that series is up on the channel now. So if you want to go check that out, it is posted on the channel. I got about 500 views on it. Not too bad. I think that series is going to be really close. Edmonton will win tonight. I don't know. We'll see. If they do, Game 7 is on Saturday. Alrighty, everyone, let's get ready for the start of period number 2 between the Dallas Stars and the Minnesota Wild. First period recap, goals were scored by Quinn Hughes, assisted by Marcus Foligno and Nico Sturm, making it a 1-0 lead for Minnesota after 20 minutes of play. Take a look at your stats through 20 here. Shots are 7-4 in favor of Minnesota. Faceoffs are 57%. In favor of Minnesota as well. No power plays in that opening period. Hits are 15-15 apiece, and block shots are 3-1 in favor of the Stars as well. You are right, Bogo. The winner of this series will play Minnesota or will play Colorado. The winner of this series will play Colorado. Face-off won by Minnesota. They will dump it down low here into the Dallas end. Down low now, Johansson. Cleared off the boards into the corner, then Robertson. Fighting for it along the right side then and cleared all the way back into the Minnesota zone for an icing. Yeah, so whoever wins this series will travel to Colorado and take on the Avalanche. Vezina predictions. I think Vasilevsky wins it. I don't think they give it to Sorokin because he didn't make the playoffs. They're very critical about that. I could see Swayman winning it to it. It's between Swayman and Vasilevsky for me. Yeah, I think Sorokin should win it, though, but he probably doesn't because he didn't make the playoffs. Here's Johnston in the Minnesota zone. Up top, Haskinen fires it, gloved by Wallstead. Tough path to the cup for Minnesota. Round 1, Dallas. Round 2, Avalanche. Yeah. No matter who moves on in this series, it's going to be tough. Face-off here now yet again in the Minnesota zone. It'll be Hartman versus Johnston. Face-off one back then by the Wild. Middleton will clear it off the boards and all the way back into the Dallas end. It will not be an icing. Haskinen battling for it alongside Kaprizov. Down low in the corner, Haskinen trying to get that one free down low. Johnston behind the net, then Harley battling for it. Kaprizov is there as well. Ryan Hartman ahead then for Robertson. Jason Robertson will dump it down low into the Minnesota end. Zuccarello up top, then broken back to center. Essa Lindell. Behind the net then for Dallas. Yeah, GG. Or Mr. GG. Yeah, that's what it's based off of. Here's Hartman for Kaprizov. Hartman pass up top, then cleared back to center. Faber ahead then for Quinn Hughes. Hughes into the zone then for Lindell off the boards to Ritzkovian. Justin Ritzkovian will carry it into the zone. He'll dump it down low to the Wild end. McCarron. Right side then for Trennan. Trennan. Down low then for Hughes. Hey, Rex. Thank you, brother. Yeah, man. The Flyers Ducks Cup final is on. Hope your boys will close it out tonight. We'll see. Dallas battling for now on the right side, and a whistle blown dead. Oh, no whistle blown dead. It's delayed offsides against Minnesota. I thought they blew it dead for an offsides. Here's Bork. Cleared off the boards and back down low into the Minnesota end. That'll be an icing. Thank you, Rex. I appreciate that, brother, as always. Coming up later tonight, Oilers and Ducks, as I said, Game 6 We will see if Anaheim can close it out or if Edmonton will force a Game 7 on Saturday. Shots are 7-5 here in favor of Minnesota. Faceoff is won back then by the Wild. Up top, Petrie a shot. That one's blocked. Dallas will carry it through center. It's Maverick Bourque who backhanded down low. Petrie around behind the net, then up top for McCarron. McCarron will clear it off the boards and back to center. Dallas will regroup now on their own end. Bischel off the boards then to center. Matt Duchene, cross-ice pass then and chipped down low by Blackwell. Hey, what's up, Todd Squires? How we doing? Here's Petrie. Battling forward down low in the corner, then McCarron. Dumps it around the boards, then Bogosian cleared all the way back to center. And a whistle blown dead at 17-14, penalty coming up. It'll be against the Stars. Minnesota power play coming up. Matt Duchene not happy about that call. It is on him for, I believe, a interference call. And a massive opportunity, or a tripping call. And a massive opportunity here for Minnesota. Here on the power play. Nervous, bro. Getting food ready for the game right now. Ooh. What you having, Rex? What's the food looking like? Face-off coming up here now in the Dallas zone. It is a Minnesota power play. It's been really clogged up in the neutral zone. Not a lot of penalties being called. Yeah, it was a cross-check. My bad. Face-off here now in the Dallas end with 17-14 to go in the second period. To tie up on the right side, Boldy battling forward alongside Heiskanen. Matt Boldy carries it around behind the net, then to Kaprizov. Kaprizov up top to Hughes. Kaprizov down low, then Boldy. Back up top, Kaprizov. Down low, Boldy. Shot on. Save there by Ottinger. Boldy off the boards through Kaprizov. Kaprizov up top. Deeks into center. Pass down low. Broken up there. And Lindell will carry it through center then for the Stars. And dump it down low. Puck will slide in there on Jesper Wallstedt. Quinn Hughes will get it back now and move it through center. Hughes down the right side. He'll drop it back then for Boldy. Boldy ahead then to Kaprizov. Cross-ice pass. Over then for Spurgeon. Heiskanen off the boards then to Steele, who will backhand it back into the Dallas zone. Wallstedt on the right side then for Hughes, approaching the halfway mark of the Minnesota power play. Hughes will move it through center. He'll try and circle back around up top then for Boldy, who can't keep it in the zone. Dallas will take advantage. Through center now. Faxa shorthanded with back, and they're too tired to get that puck. Faxa will get it back down low in the corner, though, battling forward alongside Kaprizov. Kirill Kaprizov down low, picked up then by Boldy. Carried through center now with speed, Eriksson Ek. That looks like a hell of a menu, Rex. Dallas carries it back now in their own zone. Bischel cleared off the boards and back into the Wild zone. Less than 30 seconds to go in the power play. Steele battling forward alongside Hughes. Here's Sam Steele up top then. Duchene to Bischel. Bischel will fire it on. Saved by Wallstedt. Down low now in the corner. Spurgeon battling forward then with Blackwell. And Blackwell will come it back to center. Dallas will run down the Minnesota power play. Solid kill by the Stars, but now they got to get offense on. They only have 6 shots through about 25 minutes of game time. Blackwell into the zone, broken up then by Tarasenko. Tarasenko then for Marcus Johansson. Johansson behind the Dallas net. Johansson will carry it up top. Waits, pass down low. Tarasenko a drive, and that one is blocked. Blackwell gets it back then for the Stars to center. Steele off the boards then for Matt Duchene. Duchene gets around Faber. Trying to get there on the backhand, battling forward down low in the corner. Foligno gets it back then for Minnesota. Cleared on the right side then, back up top. Here's Esa Lindell, who will dump it down low then into the Minnesota zone. Broken up then to center. Foligno will chip it down low here into the Dallas end. Lyubushkin battling forward alongside Stern. Picking it up down low in the corner then is Foligno. Foligno over then for the other Foligno. Up top to Spurgeon. Spurgeon down low to Nick Foligno. Foligno looking for options. Up top, McCarron a shot, saved by Ottinger. And he covers up the rebound. To the other Foligno. 14:08 left to go in the second period. Shots are 9-6 in favor of Minnesota. The shooting department has not been that prolific here in this one. Thank you all for tuning in. Like the stream down below. We are 8 likes away from 100. 8 likes away from 100, guys. I appreciate your guys' support here on the commentaries. The sun is setting on the stars just like the Wild logo. It's a pretty good analogy. Face-off now in the Dallas end. It's a tie-up. One back then by Minnesota. Whistle blown dead due to a penalty. Penalty coming up. I think it's on Minnesota. Oh, no. It's on Minnesota. Power play coming up for Dallas, and this is where Dallas can get themselves back in the game. Their biggest asset here in this series has been their power play. Massive opportunity here for the Stars. And a potential chance to tie this hockey game up. We will see if they can do so. Face-off coming up here now in the Minnesota zone. Only 6 shots to this point for Dallas. They got to wake up. Face-off is won by Minnesota. Down low, Brock Faber will dump it off the boards and back into the Dallas end. Ottinger gives it up then for Miro Heiskanen. Heiskanen will drop it back then for Duchesne. Matt Duchesne will take it back and loop around up top into the zone then. Rantanen. Right side, Johnston. Johnston up top then for Heiskanen. Miro Heiskanen to Johnston. Waits, fires it. That one's blocked. Minnesota will bat it out of the air and back to center. Dallas will come back to regroup now on their own end. Heiskanen will carry it through center. Miro Heiskanen drops it back then for Duchesne. Sorry, I forgot to turn on the power play icon. Here's Duchesne for Johnston. Johnston to Robertson. Jason Robertson plays it up top then for Heiskanen. Heiskanen down low, Rantanen. Rantanen looks for options. Down low in the corner then Duchesne. Up top, Heiskanen. Dallas cycling this puck. Here's Duchesne down low in front. They score! Wyatt Johnston on the power play. And we are tied. I said it. They have to stay out of the box. And Dallas takes advantage yet again. It's 1-1. What a play by Wyatt Johnston, his 4th goal of the playoffs, assisted by Rantanen and Duchesne. 4th of the series. We are tied at 1 apiece. That is the 6th straight game for Dallas with a power play goal. Again, I said it, if Minnesota stays out of the box, they can win the series. Puck goes up and out of play. That had to happen. Wyatt Johnston ties the game up at 1 apiece. I didn't jinx him.
That had to happen.
Wyatt Johnston's definitely going to be the next captain of the Stars after Ben retires. Weak teams rely on power play goals. That's a good point. Yeah, Johnston was a hell of a find. What's up, Caroline? How we doing? Dallas with another power play goal. They have been just converting on the power play this entire series. All right. Thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe down below if you're new. We are now on the quest to 6,500 subscribers. Stars are a gritty and resilient team. Never counted them out fully. They made it far in the playoffs the last 3 years without major injuries and good power play. Yep. They're a resilient team. They've been in this position before. I'm pretty sure, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they were down in game. They were down 3-2 in the series last year to the Avalanche, if I remember correctly. I might be wrong, though. Face-off at center is won by Minnesota. They will dump it down low into the Dallas end. Shots are 9-7. It was Johnston from Rantanen and Duchesne. Ben battling for it on the right side then with Middleton. Tarasenko's there as well in the Dallas end. Stars will get it back. They will clear it off the boards to center. Trying to get that one into the zone then was Jamie Benn. Right side then, Bork, a shot saved by Wallstead. He'll cover up. Oh, what the hell? I pressed it. Shots 10-8 now. Not a lot of shots. The year Dallas is supposed to win the Cup, they were playing with so many injuries in the finals. Ever since, they have not been able to get there again. Yep. Yeah, I figured that. I figured they were down 3-2 in the series last year. Face-off in the Minnesota ends, won by the Stars. Robertson, cross-ice pass to Heiskanen. Heiskanen, backhand on there, goes up in the air and wide. Harley. On the right side, then Heiskanen. Down low, getting it back then is Ritskovian. Cleared back down low into the corner. All right, see ya, Chris. Here's Rantanen. Up top, then Heiskanen. Heiskanen to the point to Harley, a shot. And that one goes back down into the corner. Mikko Rantanen battling for it now on the right side. Johnston. Behind the net up top then for Harley. Harley. Up top for Heiskanen. Miro Heiskanen up top then for Harley, who will fire it on. That one goes wide. Eriksson Ek will battle for it then down low with Robertson. Johnson gets it back then for the Stars. Rantanen. Behind the net up top then for Heiskanen. Puck is cleared all the way back into the Dallas zone. Dallas will get it back to center. Matt Duchesne breaks it into the wild zone. Up top, Robertson. Robertson takes it around the right circle. He'll battle for it then alongside Zuccarello, trying to poke check that one to center. Robertson played up top, then stolen back by Kaprizov. Kaprizov tried to send Harman a 1-0, was blocked and forced back to center. Duchesne over then for Steele, who's knocked off that puck by Middleton. And down into the corner. On the right side, Spurs are trying to get that one free as well. Kaprizov up top. Heiskanen a shot. That one goes wide there of Wallstead. Approaching the halfway mark of the game in the period. Zuccarello into the zone, battling for it alongside Lindell. Kaprizov in the corner as well. Cleared up top then. Petrie a shot. And that one goes wide. Bogosian down low down to the corner. Shot on goes up in the air. And out of play. Yeah, Wedgwood's been nuts. Wedgwood's been absolutely awesome. He's phenomenal when I live stream him. I would disagree, Bogo. Colorado does have great goaltending. I think Wedgwood's a great goalie. He's proven it. I would disagree. They also have Mackenzie Blackwood, too, who's a good goaltender. I mean, have they performed in the playoffs? You can make that argument. But I think they have a great goal. I think they have a great goalie tandem. And Wedgwood was phenomenal against the Kings. Ritskovian, cross-ice pass is blocked off there by Sturm on the right side. Down low in the corner then, Bork. Maverick Bork will try and deke it through center. Shot on there is blocked. Up top then, Petrovic. Shot on is blocked there as well. Sturm will bank it back to center. Ever since they got Blackwood and Wedgwood, I've never had a problem with their goaltending. In the series last year against the Avalanche, or against the Stars, I didn't blame the goaltending at all. I didn't blame the goalies at all in that series. Ritskovian on the right side. 9:40 to go in the second period. Fires one on Wallstead. He'll make the save and cover up with 9:38 to go. But yeah, ever since they got Blackwood and Wedgwood, their goaltending has not been the issue. Wyatt Johnston ties the game up at 1. We will step aside yet again with 9:38 to go. It's 1-1 in Game 6. Dallas Stars playing for their season here. Kings suck, though. That's true. That's true. That's true. That's a good point. You won the Cup with Blackwood in 21. Was he with the Devils? Oh, the Phillies are losing, of course. All right. Thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe down below. You know we got 270 people here in the commentary. Good to see all of you guys tuning in. It's greatly appreciated. We'll be live later on tonight for Oilers and Ducks. That is the later game on our commentary schedule. Obviously, if this game goes to overtime, we will stream this game till it's over. But once this one's done, we will go to Oilers and Ducks. Which puck drop is probably going to be like 10:20, 10:25. I would imagine. Shots in this game are 10-9. Face-off coming up here. It's going to be in the Minnesota zone. The Stars have controlled play these last few minutes. Shots 5-3 in favor of Dallas. The beauty of it is that these games can go either way, though. Face-off in the mini zone yet again. It's blown dead due to a face-off violation, so we will try that again. It is Rantanen versus Eriksson Ek. The face-off is won back then by Dallas. Up top, Haskin cross pass. Robertson, a shot saved by Wallstead. Oh my God, they picked one of them off. Are you serious right now? Who do I think will be the next Wild captain once Spurgeon retires? That's a good question. I don't really know enough about the locker room and who it could be. The easy answer for everybody would just be Kaprizov. Face-off one back then by Minnesota. I wonder if they name it to Quinn Hughes, if Hughes stays the long term, but we'll see. Chipped out the boards and back into the Dallas end. Harley versus Eriksson Ek in the corner. Joel Eriksson Ek will get it back down low behind the net, then broken up by Dallas. Robertson will backhand it to center. Quinn Hughes will regroup now in the Minnesota end. Hughes for Faber. Brock Faber will chip it off the boards and back down low into the Dallas end. Battling for it in the corner there as well as Boldy. Cleared back to center. Brock Faber trying to backhand that one off the boards now. Duchesne comes in. Rantanen fires it. That one's denied. Robertson there with a rebound is broken up. Minnesota trying to clear it to center. It's on top of Eriksson Ek. And chipped away. Battling forward down low in the corner is Faber alongside Johnston. Stolen back then by Minnesota. Hughes will try and dump it to center. Picked back up then by Dallas. They keep it in. Johnston shoots it. Saved by Wallstead. Eriksson Ek on the right side will dump it to center. Heiskanen battling forward alongside Boldy. Thomas Harley moves it through center then for the Stars. Harley fires one on the one's blocked. Here comes Minnesota the other way. It's Kaprizov. Kirill Kaprizov back up top. Shot from Harman goes wide. Oh, he had the lane but couldn't get it on. Middleton down low for Harman. Pass in front goes off the side of the net. Scramble for it down low in the corner. Robertson gets it back. He will fire it out of play. I don't know. I don't think that's a penalty. See the replay though. Face-off coming up here now, yet again in the Dallas end. It is Hartman versus Duchesne. The face-off is won back then by the Stars. Dallas will dump it to center. Ryan Hartman at center ice, broken up then by Minnesota. Cleared down low here now into the Dallas end. Esa Lindell in the Star zone back then for Hartman. Battling for it on the right side then Kaprizov. Ryan Hartman is there as well. They'll bank it to center. Ben. Off the boards then, dumped down low by Sam Steele. Steele will clear it here into the Minnesota end. Getting it back then is Zuccarello, who will dump it to center. Leon Bischel carries it ahead. He'll bank it into the Minnesota zone. Now Middleton fighting alongside Blackwell. Right side, Kaprizov will dump it back to center. Hartman, backhand pass to Spurgeon. Spurgeon comes into the zone, tied up there by Petrovic. Delayed penalty against the Stars, and the Wild will go to the power play. 7:06 left to go in the second period. Minnesota power play coming up. Massive opportunity for Minnesota to take the 2-1 lead. They've been lacking the shots on goal here in this second period. We'll see if they can get it done here on this power play. It is Petrovic, or no, it's Faxa who will head to the box for holding on Jake Middleton. Shots are dead even at 11 apiece. 7:06 to go in this second period. Minnesota 0 for 1 on the power play tonight, only one shot on their previous advantage. Face-off coming up now in the Dallas end. Ritskovian versus Eriksson Ek. The face-off is a tie-up. It's won back by Minnesota. Hughes. Down low then. Zuccarello pass in front. Boldy, a shot broken up. Down low in the corner. Haskins trying to clear. Minnesota keeps it in. Boldy up top. Quinn Hughes now at the point. Quinn Hughes over then for Zuccarello. Down low Boldy. Back to Zuccarello. Hughes at the point. Down low now Kaprizov. Kaprizov to Hughes. Quinn Hughes then for Kaprizov. Down low Boldy in front. Denied by Ottinger. Hughes. Up top then Kaprizov. Kaprizov to Boldy. Boldy to Kaprizov up top. Quinn Hughes at the point. Fires it on the one's blocked and cleared back to center. Approaching the halfway mark of the power play. Hughes to Johansson. Marcus Johansson up top then for Hughes. Quinn Hughes back to Johansson on the right side. Johansson to Hughes. Hughes to Zuccarello. A shot. And that one goes wide. And in play. Out of play. Out of play. They took a long time to blow that whistle. Who's a real contender? Face-off coming up here now in the Dallas zone yet again. 6:02 to go in the period. 57 seconds to go on the power play. We have 300 people in here. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Face-off won by the Wild. Quinn Hughes battling for it alongside Steele. Zuccarello fighting with Harley. Cleared back down into the corner. Kaprizov alongside Tyler Myers, who will dump it all the way back to center. Quinn Hughes gets it back in the Minnesota end. Hughes trying to gain the line. Cross-ice pass. Dump back down low into the zone. Esa Lindell fighting for it now on the right side. They will dump it all the way back into the Minnesota end. Faber in the Dallas zone. Brock Faber will drop it back then for Johansson. Final 15 of the power play. Hartman off the boards. Down low Tarasenko. Up top Ryan Hartman to the point to Faber. Faber to Spurgeon. Spurgeon up top. 5 seconds remaining in the power play. Spurgeon then for Faber. Faber to Spurgeon. Waits. Shoots it. And that one goes wide. Power play comes to a close. Johansson a shot. Blocked through the traffic. Dallas will dump it back to center. Bischel. Poke checks it ahead. Slid in there on Wallstead. He played it away then for Faber, who will dump it ahead to center. Hartman gets it down low. Hartman fighting on the right side then with the Foligno brothers. Marcus Foligno up top, then to Bogosian. Bogosian down low then for Foligno. Foligno up top. Middleton a shot. That one goes wide. Hartman with 4.5 to go. Ryan Hartman to Bogosian. Bogosian shoots it. And that one's blocked. Sturm off the boards, down low behind the net then for Foligno. And a whistle blown dead here as the net comes off its hinges. With 4:19 to go. Apologies, I forgot to start my clock, of course. Whoops. My bad. 4:19 to go here in this opening period. We will step aside. Dallas and the Wild tied up at 1 apiece here in a crucial Game 6. Wyatt Johnston and Quinn Hughes are the 2 goal scorers. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the commentary. We are currently at 109 likes. Thank you all so much for your support regarding that. Keep on subscribing. We're on the road to 6,500 now. Does Jason Robertson take a team-friendly short-term contract to stay in Dallas? I wouldn't be surprised. I wonder if they may still have to sell off somebody anyway. I don't think they have that much room, to be honest. We'll see what happens. But all the other guys got money. It's only fair that he does too. All right, take a little breather here. Coming back in just a moment. Shots 12-11 in favor of Minnesota. Shots 7-5 in favor of Dallas in this second period. It seems like the script has seemingly flipped. Fast game. I'm not going to lie. Does this feel like a fast game to y'all? I feel like we're rolling right through this one. That may be just me, but I that's what I feel like right now. Feel like we're just flying through it, honestly. Face-off coming up here now in the Dallas zones. One back by Minnesota. Faber. Down low in the corner. Grab back then by Ritzkovian. And will dump it to center. Zuccarello trying to clear that one off the boards. The center. Getting it back then is Maverick Bork in the Dallas zone. Bork. And back into the Minnesota end for an icing. Phillies are tied 5-5. In the 10th. Wow. Face-off one back then by the Stars. Stars will clear it to center. Here comes Bunting. Fires it on. Wallstead will make the save in front. Bork a chance. He scores! Maverick Bork. The go-ahead goal. It's 2-1 Dallas. On the rebound there, Jesper Wallstead got pulled out of his net. And the Stars have tied up the game the Stars have taken the lead, actually. My bad. That is only the 5th 5-on-5 goal they've scored the entire series. And it's off a bad bounce. Wallstead got caught out of his net. And it results in the Stars taking a 2-1 lead. It's Bork from Bunting and Lyubushkin. Maverick Bork, his first goal of the series. Same for Bunting. Is that his first point of the series? Face off here now at center is one back then by the Stars. Harley for Heiskanen. Miro Heiskanen now will carry it through center. He'll dump it down low into the Minnesota end. That'll be an icing against Dallas. You're right about that, Jake. You are right about that. Jake from State Farm. Big important goal at the right time here. Yep. Water not getting many shots in their goal in the power plays. Yeah, you're correct about that too. They haven't really been capitalizing on their power play chances. Faber. Cleared away then for Quinn Hughes. It's thrown back to center. Hughes for Trenton on the right side. Grabbed back then by Thomas Harley down low. Harley to Ben. Back over then for Duchesne, who drops it back for Harley. Thomas Harley in the Dallas zone will chip it off the boards and back into the Minnesota zone. Wallstead gives it up then for Faber. Faber over then for Quinn Hughes. Back to McCarron. Into the zone, Tarasenko battling for on the right side. Trennan. Behind the net then for Tarasenko. Battling for in the corner then is McCarron. Up top, Hughes shoots it. Rebound in front. They score! Vladimir Tarasenko picks up the loose puck in front, and the Wild have tied it. That lead did not last long. Vladimir Tarasenko ties it up at 2. And that is exactly what you need in that kind of situation. Tarasenko, his first goal of the series, assisted by Trennan, and of course, Quinn Hughes. And we are tied. Don't count the Wild out. Less than 3 minutes to go in the second period. We are tied. That lead only lasted 56 seconds. Spurgeon on the right side. Grab back then by Minnesota. Carrying it through center then with speed. Battling for it down low in the corner. Boldy fighting alongside Petrovic. Matt Boldy down low off the boards then for Eriksson Ek. Joel Eriksson Ek fighting for now alongside Johnston in the corner. Wyatt Johnston picks it up then for Dallas. They will bank it off the boards and all the way back into the Minnesota zone. This will be an icing. Quinn Hughes, multi-point game. Face-off coming up here now in the Dallas end. Rantanen versus Hartman. Face-off won by the Wild. Up top, Brock Faber. Faber carrying it around down low, fed back up top. Faber to Quinn Hughes. Hughes, right side then Faber. Faber down low, Zuccarello. Waits. On the right side, Zuccarello then for Kaprizov. 2 minutes to go in the second. Faber battling for it alongside Bischel. It's a corner battle for it down low here, like a 4-man battle as Quinn Hughes finally wins it. I think he wanted a penalty. Here's Hartman. Up top for Minnesota, down low Quinn Hughes. Hughes behind the net. 1:30 to go. Up top, Faber a shot. That one's blocked. Rantanen will get it back to center. Faber will come and regroup now in the Minnesota zone. Cleared off the boards. And on the right side, Ryan Hartman trying to dump that one down low. Ottinger will give it up then for Esa Lindell. Approaching the final minute of play in the second period. Bischel cleared off the boards to center. It'll slide back down low. Bunting a shot. And that one goes out of play. .65 seconds to go here in the second period. 3 goals in this middle frame. Johnston, Bork, and Tarasenko. Vladimir Tarasenko, what a fit. What a fit for Vladdy. Shots 13-12 in favor of Minnesota. Quinn Hughes with 7 points in this series, the most in a series by a Wild defenseman in franchise history. That's nuts. Face off here in the Minnesota zone, one back then by the Stars. Harley, a shot is blocked. Backhanded all the way to center. Nick Foligno will dump it down low into the Dallas end. Harley looks for options. Down low now to the corner. They'll chip it to center. Radek Faxo will dump it down low into the Minnesota end. 45 seconds left to play. Here's Spurgeon. Chipped off the boards and back down low. Sturm battling for now in the corner alongside Harley, who's slammed into the boards by Nick Foligno. Behind the net then, Miro Heiskanen. Heiskanen drop back then down low for Harley. 25 seconds to go in this period. Harley to center. Steal to Ritzkovian. A shot on there is blocked. Battling for it on the right side then is Spurgeon. Played back up top. Ritzkovian waits. Pass in front. Jabbing at that puck on Wallstead. He makes the save. They blow it dead. 8.6 left to go on the clock. Phillies walk-off win. Let's go. Face-off coming up here now. It's going to be in the Minnesota zone. Shots are dead even at 13 apiece. 8.6 to go in the middle frame. Close as it gets. Yup. Face-off. It'll be Hartman versus Rantanen. Face-off is a tie-up then. Minnesota will take it back down low. Middleton off the boards to Eriksson Ek, who will dump it ahead then and tried to get it to Boldy, but they run out of time. Second period comes to a close. 3 goals in that middle frame. Johnston, Bork, and Tarasenko make it a 2-2 hockey game here after 40 minutes of play, setting up for a potentially series-ending third period coming up. We'll find out. That being said, folks, it is intermission time. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Do what you got to do. We will be back for period number 3 momentarily. This is the countdown till the third. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. We are on the road to 6,500 subscribers. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the wonderful commentary. That being said, I am going to go use the bathroom here super quick. I'll be right back. Almost knocked over my water. Alrighty, everyone, I have returned. Sorry about that, guys. I use the bathroom here super quickly. What's up, Christine? How we doing? I'm doing good. How many current NHLers are sons of former NHLers? I believe that's a good question. There's at least 5 of them in the NHL. There's a lot of players who are relatives of other players and such. All right. Post the gonna post the Johnston goal clip. Thought the other two were okay, but not the greatest in the world. Don't forget, later on tonight, Oilers and Ducks, round 1, game 6. That is the ladder commentary here on the channel. We'll be live for that game. We will not be live tomorrow, sadly. Tomorrow I'm doing more work with the ECHL team that I work for, the Reading Royals. So we will not be live tomorrow. We may not be live on Saturday either. Depends on if they win tomorrow. If the Royals win tomorrow, we will not be live on Saturday. If the Royals lose, we will be. But it also depends on if these two teams close out their series. If they're unable to close out, if they close out their series tonight, then there won't be any games on Saturday. Can either of these teams beat the Avs? I think they face better goaltending in the Kings series than they will face from these teams. I think Minnesota's goaltending is better than the Kings. And I would say Dallas is too. Yeah, Kachuk brothers, the Foligno brothers. Hope Minnesota wins. Yeah, we'll see.
And Dallas takes advantage yet again.
Forsberg played good. Yep. 952 in a losing effort. Yeah, he was nuts. Did the Reading, they did not win last night. No, they lost last night. They are down 3-0 in their series. Yeah, Vazzy got an 895 last night. Not a pretty night. Not a pretty night. Who do I want to win? I'm pulling for Minnesota, honestly. Am I from Philly? A friend from the Den Milkman. Bam, very loud about being from Philly. Yeah, I am from Philly. I'm from the Philadelphia area, not directly from Philadelphia, but I am from the Philadelphia area. I wouldn't mind seeing this series go to 7, though. Wouldn't mind that whatsoever. All right, there we go. Shadow banned. You're not shadow banned, Taco. Wyatt Johnston, 9th goal in a commentary. Yeah, so the winner of this series will take on the Colorado Avalanche. In the second round, there will be a preview for that as soon as this series ends. If this series does end tonight, we'll obviously I'll make a preview probably tomorrow, honestly. Go to Molinari Pizza, New Jersey. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. We go on day trips to New Jersey all the time. Do I think too much rest is bad for the Avs in round 2? To a level, yes. To a degree. Some teams benefit from rest, some teams really don't. Some teams benefit, some teams don't. Oh, that guy. I know who you're talking about. Yeah, I know that guy. That's right, that dude. All right. Sorry, guys. Updating the all-time stat sheet. Got about 7 minutes to go here till the start. How many of Dallas's goals are from the power play? Only one of them. Game is tougher than a woodpecker's lips? Huh. Pretty good analogy. Don't forget, at the end of this one, we will start Oilers and Ducks. That is the next game up on our commentary schedule. There is a chance that if this game goes to overtime, the two games will overlap. Of course, if they do, we will stay live for this one until it's over. And even if that means we miss a chunk of the Oilers and Ducks game, so be it. So be it. Shane Doan's kids on Buffalo. Drum McGinley's kids in the league somewhere too. Yep. Tisha Ginla. Tisha Ginla's on Utah. All right, third period coming up in just a moment. Subscribe down below if you're new. We're about to cross over the 4,000 view mark here on this live commentary stream. Thank you all so much for your support. Connor McDoodle's going to get eliminated. Oh, yeah, I know. I'm a terrible host. I got to shave. Ty Domi as well is a good example with Max Domi. How we doing on hits and saves? Goaltender checks. We'll do a check on the goalies. Both goalies, 11 saves. Actually, no. Wallstedt has 12 saves on 14 shots. Oninger has 11 saves on 13 shots. Hits are 27-26. Slightly in favor of Dallas. Get a mohawk if the Wild win the cup. I don't have enough hair to do that. Maybe. Maybe. I guess I could. Probably not, though. I'm not very interested in doing that. Thank you, Christine. NHL is a small world. There's always someone skin in the league. Yep. Do the reverse mohawk? That sounds like a horrible idea. All right, guys. Third period coming up in just a moment. Thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. We're currently at 128 likes. That is awesome. Thank you all so much for your support here in the commentary streams. Alrighty, everyone, let's get ready for the start of period number 3 between the Minnesota Wild and the Dallas Stars. Second period recap. Goals were scored by Wyatt Johnston, Maverick Bork, and Vladimir Tarasenko, making it a 2-2 hockey game after 40 minutes of play. Thank you, Bo. I hope so at some point. All right. Shots through 40 minutes of play, 14-13 in favor of Dallas. Faceoffs are 63% in favor of Minnesota. Power plays, Dallas 1 for 1. Minnesota 0 for 2. Hits are 27-26 in favor of Dallas, and block shots are 10-9 in favor of Dallas as well. Minnesota potentially 1 goal away from advancing to round 2. Dallas potentially 1 goal away from forcing a Game 7 on Saturday. We will find out. Period number 3 between the Wild and the Stars, and we are underway. Faceoff is won back then by Dallas. Thomas Harley will clear it off the boards. Battling for it on the right side, then Wyatt Johnston will dump it down low into the Minnesota zone. Brock Faber in the corner then for Joel Eriksson-Ek. Cleared all the way back to center. And all the way back into the Minnesota zone. Heiskanen battling for it down low in the corner. Dallas will chip it back into the Minnesota zone. This will be an icing. Wild are seeking their first win in a playoff series in the playoffs since 2015 against the St. Louis Blues. And down on the ground and injured is Joel Eriksson-Ek. He is hurt as he humps over to the bench. Or limps over to the bench. Not humps. Ooh. Eriksson-Ek fell into the boards on the right side. Hopefully he's okay. He's going to go to the room. That's a tough loss there for Minnesota. Hopefully he's okay. That is a key player there for Minnesota who is out. Face-off coming up here now. It's going to be in the Minnesota zone. It'll be Hartman versus Rantanen. Face-off is won back then by the Wild. Hughes. Up top, Faber, a shot. That one goes wide. Down low in the corner then, Ryan Hartman. Up top, Faber. Faber to Quinn Hughes, who's played nearly 20 minutes in this game. Heiskanen trying to chip that one off the boards to Rantanen, who dumps it to center. Faber battling for it alongside Robertson. Getting to it then is Johnston, who dumps it down low. Quinn Hughes will get it back then for Minnie. Broken up at center then, carrying it in with speed as Maverick Bork. A shot. Saved there by Wallstead. He covers up. Again, not a lot of shots in this game. Generally speaking, there's only been a handful for both sides. You need the saves when you can get them. Face-off coming up here now in the Minnesota zone. It's a tie-up and one back then by the Wild. Tarasenko off the boards then to center. Getting it back is Trennan, who will dump it down low. Lindell battling forward in the corner then with McCarron. McCarron trying to get that one free. Labushkin will steal it back then for Dallas. Back off the boards then ahead for McCarron. Cleared back down low then into the Dallas zone with speed. Johnston trying to get it off the boards to center. Ritzkovian battling forward as well. Middleton will dump it down low into the Dallas end. Ritzkovian will pick it up then for the Stars. Justin Ritzkovian will give it back then for Esa Lindell, who will regroup in the Dallas end. Lindell in the Dallas zone will throw a puck to center. It's chipped off the boards and back into the Minnesota zone. Hughes fights alongside Steele. Cleared off the boards then by Minnesota. Now Nico Sturm will dump it back into the Dallas end. That'll be an icing. 17:54 to go here in the third period. Face-off coming up here now in the Minnesota zone. And it's won back by Dallas. Up top, Bischel. Down low now in the corner. Trying to get that one back is Hughes to center then for Foligno. Foligno will gain the line and dump it down low into the Dallas end. Taking it back in the corner. What a play in front. Jabbing at that puck was Marcus Foligno. Now his brother picks it up in the corner. Marcus Foligno battling for it then down low. Both the Foligno brothers battling for it. Stolen back then by Dallas, who will dump it all the way back into the Minnesota zone. Hughes off the boards then to Hartman. Quinn Hughes will come back and regroup now in his own end. Quinn Hughes, cross-ice pass, then Spurgeon. Chipped off the boards for Boldy on the right side. Stolen back then by Dallas. Here they come. Bork with some room. Shoots it! And that one goes wide there of Wallstead. Here's Spurgeon. Picked off the boards then to center. Boldy gains the line. Trickles it through. Looks for options now as he comes down the right circle. He'll get knocked off that puck then by Heiskanen. Time winding down here in this third period. Heiskanen battling for it down low. The puck is under Boldy. And the referee will blow the whistle at 16:45. Yeah, Eriksson took a bad fall into the boards. Chucker took a bad fall into the boards. Face-off outside of the Dallas zone and cleared back into the Wild end. Faber off the boards then for Quinn Hughes. Hughes battling for it down low now. He'll move it through center with speed. Chipped away then for Kaprizov, who will dump it down low into the Stars end. Ottinger. Right side then for Ritzkovian, who fights for it down low. Now Lindell. Cleared back down low, Faber. Off the boards then to Kirill Kaprizov. Kaprizov up top to Quinn Hughes. Hughes dekes in at center. Waits. Shoots it. Tipped in front and just wide there as Zuccarello nearly ended a 3-2 game. Puck is cleared all the way back to center. Hughes off the boards, broken up then by Back. Back will battle for it down low in the corner then alongside Faber. Down low now, Quinn Hughes. Plays it ahead to center, Kaprizov. For Zuccarello. Matt Zuccarello knocked off that puck. Now battles for it down low then with Rantanen. Kaprizov up top to Middleton, who can't keep it in the zone. Penalty coming up. It is against the Stars. 6-on-5. Kaprizov was high-sticked. Or slashed. Not high-stick. Slashed. Matt Boldy will pick it up here now in the Minnesota zone. Delayed penalty against Minnesota. Wallstead will go to the bench. Dallas will try to figure out a way to break out this puck. Johansson carries it down the right side. Marcus Johansson pass back to Tarasenko. Tarasenko up top. Spurgeon to Boldy. Boldy waits. Pass up top. Then puck will break all the way back into the Minnesota zone. 5 minutes gone here in this third period. Still a delayed penalty. Johansson. Minnesota looking for the right option to play this. Here's Quinn Hughes. Moving it now through center. Hughes to Trennan. Broken up there by Bischel, who will touch that puck. And we will get a Minnesota power play. This is a massive opportunity. It is on Mikko Rantanen. Or no, it's on, is it on Rantanen? Oh, yeah, it's on Rantanen. Power play coming up for Minnesota. This is a massive, massive opportunity to take a 3-2 lead in this hockey game. Shots are 15-14 in favor of the Stars. It's the third power play of the game for Minnesota. Thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe down below if you're new. Face off here now in the Dallas end. It'll be Faxa versus Hartman. The face off is a tie-up then. Minnesota will win it back. Here's Quinn Hughes at the point. Hughes to Kaprizov. Kaprizov top of the circle then for Quinn Hughes. Back to Kaprizov. Down low in front. They jab at that puck. Boldy. Back up top then to Kaprizov. Minnesota regroups. Kaprizov to Quinn Hughes. Hughes to Kaprizov. Down low then Matt Boldy. Up top Kaprizov a shot. That one's blocked. Dallas will clear. Puck will slide back into the Minnesota end. Wallstead. Back for Quinn Hughes. Hughes will move it through center. He'll drop it back then for Boldy. Boldy off the boards to Zuccarello. Cross-ice pass. Hartman to Kaprizov. Down low Boldy. Pass in front. And broken up there on the right side. Kaprizov up top then for Quinn Hughes. Hughes waits for options. Saucer pass then for Zuccarello. Down low now Boldy. Matt Boldy on the right side will battle for it then. It's intercepted by the Stars. They will dump it to center. Halfway through the Minnesota power play. Zuccarello drops it back then for Boldy. Off the boards for Hartman. Poke checked away. Here's back. Shorthanded Oscar back into the zone. Waits. Dekes around Hughes. Comes in. Couldn't get it on. Rebounds there for Faxa. And denied it. A penalty coming up against the Wild. Couple setups there for Minnesota, but they could not get it done. And now a power play coming for Dallas after a brief moment of 4-on-4. It's a hooking call there on Ryan Hartman. Power play for Dallas after 41 seconds of 4-on-4 time. 41 seconds of 4-on-4 time again. Oh boy. Shots are dead even, 15 apiece. Face-off coming up now in the Minnesota zone. It'll be McCarron versus Johnston. Face-off is a tie-up then on the right side. Quinn Hughes gets it back. Plays it down low then for Spurgeon. Jared Spurgeon down low for Marcus Johansson. Johansson will move it through center. Battling for it now on the right side. Up top to Quinn Hughes. Hughes moves in. Backhand on. Blocked. Oh, massive opportunity there. McCarron battling for on the right side then with Ritzkovian. Johansson battling for now on the right side. Quinn Hughes tries to move it through center. He'll come back and regroup in their own end. 4-on-4 time will come to a close. Power play coming up for Minnesota. Or for Dallas, sorry. It'll be a minute 10 of power play time as Faber dumps it down low into the Dallas zone. Here's Heiskanen. Miro Heiskanen. Back over then for Duchesne. Intercepted then by Minnesota. They will try and dump it the other way. Duchesne to Robertson as they carry it back in. Robertson up top then for Heiskanen. Heiskanen to Duchesne. Matt Duchesne now on the right side. Rantanen. Back to Johnston. Down low now in the corner. Johnson trying to clear this one to center. Battling for it alongside Sturm. And the Wild will dump it back down the other way. Less than 12 minutes to go in the third period. Heiskanen drops it back then for Matt Duchesne. Duchesne will bring it into the zone looking for options. Robertson on the right side then for Rantanen. 10 seconds to go on the Dallas power play. Rantanen pass over, then Robertson shoots it. That one's blocked. Dallas will get it back to center, and that will do it for the man advantage. A massive kill by the Wild. A little over 9 minutes to go, or a little bit under 9 minutes gone here in this third period. Ritzkovian in front, jamming at that puck on Wallstead. Cleared back down into the corner. On the right side, then Ritzkovian. Battling for it alongside Bunting. Lindell a shot, and that one's blocked. Here's Foligno. Trying to clear it to center. Boldy gets it ahead. Jamie Benn will come back and regroup in the Dallas zone. Chipped off the boards, then Bunting to Benn. A shot, and that one goes wide there of Wallstead. Faxa. Battling for it on the right side, then with Boldy. Bogosian hits Bunting off that puck. 10.5 minutes to go in the third. Shots 18-15 in favor of the Stars. Turnover forced here by Steele. Steele pass in front. Saved by Wallstead. What a stop by Wallstead on Colin Blackwell. And he makes the huge stop. And keeps this one tied. We will step aside. A couple special teams. Couple huge opportunities for the Stars, but no goals. Still 2-2 with 10 minutes to go in the third. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. We have almost 400 people here. 375. You guys are awesome. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Oh, my Lord. Shots 19-15 in favor of the Stars. With 10:25 to go. Don't forget, at the end of this commentary, we will move on to Oilers and Ducks. Oilers and Ducks will be our next commentary after this game. I will end this stream and start a new one. But don't worry, we will go on this commentary as long as the game goes. Save might have been saved of the game so far. Yep. I'll agree with that. I will agree with that. Hartman is always good for a bad penalty. He does kind of seem like that sometimes, doesn't he? He seems to take bad penalties at times. Puck drop for Oilers and Ducks is going to be 10:20. All tied up here now in Minnesota. Joel Eriksson-Ek is back on the ice after slipping into the boards, having a bad fall there. It happens. But he is back on the ice after getting a look at there. Kind of got guess he got his bell rung there or something like that. Maybe just got the wind knocked out of him. He's back, though, on the ice. Taking the face-off against Ronson, and they'll blow it dead due to a face-off violation. Yup, Eriksson-Ek is back on the ice, Chucker. He is. Thank you all for tuning in. We're at 5,000 views on this commentary. Face-off here in the Minnesota zones. One back by the Stars. Up top then, shot on, saved by Wallstead. Right side, Miro Heiskanen battling for now in the corner. Clear back up top to Johnston. Puck will slide back to center. Johnston. Down low then, chipped off the boards. Wyatt Johnston will look for options. Off the boards, Jason Robertson carries it in halfway through the third period. Robertson on the right side, fires a shot on that one, slides in there on Wallstead. He'll try and cover, but he can't do so. Dallas breaks it away. Robertson up top. Robertson to Thomas Harley, a shot. That one goes wide. Robertson battling for it in the corner then with Johansson, broken up then by the Stars. They'll get it back to center. Spurgeon will dump it down the other way. You're right about that. He does not need the time or space. Shots 20-15 in favor of Dallas. Zuccarello battling for it on the right side. Clear back up top. Faber crosses past to Hughes. Hughes pass down low. They score! Deflected in front. Ryan Hartman. It's 3-2 Minnesota. I think it might have been Quinn Hughes who got that goal, actually. I think it might have deflected off of a Star. They panned to Ryan Hartman, but Quinn Hughes. It was not Hartman. It deflected off of a Dallas Star and into the back of the net. And it's 3-2 Minnesota. I thought Ryan Hartman had that deflection, but it deflected off of Miro Heiskanen and into the back of the net off the replay. Oh my goodness. Deflected off of Miro Heiskanen and into the back of Dallas's net. And that may have costed Dallas their season. We will see. 9:10 remaining here in regulation. The Minnesota Wild have taken a 3-2 lead. Here's another shot there. That one's blocked. Quinn Hughes has registered a point on all of Minnesota's goals in this game. Talk about value. Shot on Ottinger there. He'll make the save. Battling for it down low in the corner. That's McCarron. Labushkin. Battling for it now on the right side. They will clear it back to center. Spurgeon. Battling for it on the right side. Tarasenko backhands it down low to the Dallas zone. Trennan in the corner. On the right side up top. Then Bogosian a shot. That one goes wide. Battling for it now down low in the corner is Ritzkovian. Up top, Kaprizov a shot gloved by Ottinger. How's the crowd looking? Electric. Quinn Hughes, his second of the night. It is 3-2 Minnesota here in the third period. Thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the wonderful commentary. We are at 400 people here on this stream. That is absolutely nuts. Thank you all for tuning in and showing off your support. We still got about 8.5 minutes to go on this one. That puck deflected off of Miro Heiskanen and into the back of the net. You could say the crowd's going wild, yep. You could say that. Oh my goodness. Don't forget Oilers and Ducks. All right, face-off is cleared back to center. Faber for Quinn Hughes on the right side. Down low now in the Minnesota zone. The Wild are 8.5 minutes away from advancing to the second round for the first time since 2015. Bork battling for it alongside Ritzkovian. Quinn Hughes to the right side then for Faber. Brock Faber will move it through center. Up top, Hartman. Battling for it down low. Faber on the right side. Up top then Zuccarello a shot. That one goes wide there. Hughes battling for it down low in the corner. Essa Lindell will get it back. Lindell for Labushkin. On the right side then Maverick Bork fighting alongside Joel Eriksson Ek. Bork will get it to center. He'll backhand it down low. This game is not over yet. 7.5 minutes to go. Here's Johnston. Into the zone then for Mikko Rantanen. Rantanen up top, trying to carry that one down low. Rantanen right side to Heiskanen a shot. Saved by Wallstead down low in the corner. Spurgeon battling for it alongside Harley. Grab back then by Johnston. Johnston, pass back to Rantanen. Johansson will try to clear it off the boards, back down low. Jason Robertson gets it back up top. Harley a shot. That one goes wide. Miro Heiskanen gets it back down low in the corner. Heiskanen to Rantanen. Mikko Rantanen up top, then the Heiskanen shot by Harley. Goes just wide. Robertson back down low to the corner then for Harley. Dallas is putting on that pressure. Robertson to Heiskanen. Back over to Thomas Harley up top. Fires it on that one's blocked by Eriksson Ek. He will try and clear. Boldy will get it back and flip it to center. 6:25 to go and counting down. Heiskanen. Over then on the right side for Petrovic. Jamie Benn gets it back. Battling for it alongside Blackwell, cleared to center. Bogosian trying to chip it off the boards. Zach Bogosian here now on the right side. Will dump it ahead then. Here's Foligno. Foligno battling forward down low in the corner alongside Petrovic. Marcus Foligno now down low in the corner. 6 minutes to go here in regulation. On the right side, Faber battling alongside Duchesne. This whole Wild crowd is on their feet. Dallas will regroup in their own zone. Cleared off the boards. Duchesne will backhand it into the Minnesota end. Hughes battling alongside Bork. Down low now, Matt Duchesne behind the net. Duchesne fighting alongside McCarron. Down low now in the corner. McCarron battling forward alongside Faber. It's still tied up down low. Maverick Bork on the right side. Thrown back up top then. To scramble forward here on the right side of the boards. I can't even see who the players are. Faber gets it back then for Minnesota. We'll drop it down low then for Quinn Hughes. 5 minutes to go here in the third. We are in crunch time. Down low, Bork, pass in front. And a big chance there by Harley is broken up. Johnston gets it back. Heiskanen up top. Heiskanen shoots it. That one's denied. Minnesota will get it back to center. Harley over then for Heiskanen. 4:40 to go here in the third. Miro Heiskanen will dump it down low to the Minnesota zone. And a massive hit there by Rantanen on Spurgeon. Rantanen, right side. Harley trying to play it up top. Down low now behind the net then Ritzkovian. Justin Ritzkovian. Up top to Harley. Cross ice pass Heiskanen. Heiskanen waits, shoots it. And that one goes off the boards and wide. Middleton trying to clear it to center. He will dump it back down low into the Dallas zone. And it will not be an icing. A delayed penalty coming up. Or no, sorry, not penalty. Offsides. 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 I forgot who was raising their stick. Or raising their arm. We will step aside. 4:05 to go in regulation. Quinn Hughes with the goal. It's 3-2 Minnesota. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you all for the kind words in the comment section. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement. After this game, we will be live for Oilers and Ducks. Oilers and Ducks, round 1, game 6. That will be our next game here on the channel. After this game ends, I will end this stream and start a new one. I believe the faceoff's going to come back into the Minnesota zone. We'll see, though. I may not be 100% correct on that. It's going to be a wild finish. Yes, sir. It is going to be a wild finish for sure. Thank you, Jared. I appreciate it. Yeah, man. Doing my best. Doing my best, Jared. Play-by-play reminds you listen to the pros on the radio back in the day. Really? Nice. Wow, we'll get destroyed by the Avs anyway. .405 to go here in regulation. We are back in Minnesota. Thank you, Vasquez. Appreciate it. Hey, Chris, $2 dono. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it, man. Minnesota will grab this puck. They'll try and clear it down low into the Dallas zone. On the right side, Boldy battling forward alongside Heiskanen. Dallas will make that last push. Just a matter of when. Hughes gets it down low in the Minnesota zone. Johnson on the right side, cleared all the way back into the Dallas end. This will be an icing. at 336. 336. Thank you for the 2, Chris. I appreciate it. A loud "Let's Go Wild" chant here in Minnesota. Shots are 20-19. Thank you, editor. I appreciate it, man. Face-off coming up in the Minnesota zone. Looks like Dallas is done. I don't know, bro. We'll see. Still plenty of time to tie. And they're very good when it comes to extra attackers and man advantage. Face-off won by Dallas. Shot by Harley is blocked. Kaprizov trying to clear. Boldy will bank it off the boards to center. Here's Thomas Harley. Moving it through center then for Dallas. Ahead then for Ronton and a shot. That one goes up and into the glove of Wallstead. And now some pushing and shoving in front. And it looks like Jake Ottinger is going to head to the bench. Dallas is pulling the goaltender. Empty net for... Why is it down there? Empty net for the Stars. Huge opportunity here for Dallas. If not now, when? 3:16 to go in regulation. Shots 21-19. The face-off in the Minnesota zone. Won by the Stars. It slides back to center. Heiskanen gets it back now and regroups. Miro Heiskanen will drop it back then for Johnston. Johnston dumps it back down low. Battling for on the right side. Then Middleton trying to clear. On the right side, Kaprizov trying to clear it to center. Johnston battling for. They'll get it there. It'll trickle into the Dallas zone. Robertson in the Dallas end. Jason Robertson will drop it back then for Johnston. Wyatt Johnston through center, off the boards, back down low. Middleton off the boards, tries to clear. Stars trying to keep it in. Middleton down low will try and fire it to center. He can't get it there. Big hit there by Ben. It's forced away. 2:20 to go in the third period. Johnston carries it and shoots it. Saved by Wallstead. He will not play it. And a whistle is blown at 2:16. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. Don't forget, after this commentary, Oilers and Ducks is our next one up. I will end this stream and start a new one. Timeout for Dallas. They have plenty of time here to draw up a play and set it up. It's a matter of, will they get it done? Thank you all for tuning in. Like the stream down below. 175 likes. You guys are incredible. Thank you all so much for your continued support here on all the commentaries this season. Empty net steals it for the Wild. Just happy the Wild make a pass round one. Yeah, man, it's been 11 years. It's been a long time. It'd be nice to see them get in or go on. Thank you, says that. I appreciate it, brother. Wild need to finish strong. Yep. It is 6-on-5 in the Minnesota zone. Only 2 minutes away from round 2. It'll be Johnston versus Hartman. The face-off is a tie-up. It's won back then by Dallas. Heiskanen battling for now on the right side. Minnesota trying to clear to center. Johnston right side, stolen back by Boldy. They will clear to center. Kaprizov going for the empty net. He can't get a stick on it. Kaprizov battling for it alongside Robertson down low in the Dallas end. Stars will get it back and take advantage. Robertson ahead then for Heiskanen. Miro Heiskanen will dump it down low. On the right side, then Middleton battling alongside Rantanen. Tied up down low in the corner. Minnesota tries to clear. It's kept then by Jamie Benn, who's knocked down to the ground. Played to center. It's Boldy for the empty net. He hits it. Matt Boldy, empty net goal. And Minnesota has punched their ticket. Matt Boldy, empty net goal. And with 1:31 to go here in Game 6, the Stars have taken a 4-2 lead. Wow. Boldy turned it over there on Jamie Benn. He got through Heiskanen and tucked it into the empty net. 1:31 to go here in regulation. The face-off at center. It's won back by the Wild, who will dump it off the boards and back down into the Dallas zone. Ottinger will go to the bench again. Here's Esa Lindell. Oh, did I say the Wild? My bad. I've been making mistakes all day. Icing in 1:14. Did I say Stars? My bad. I meant Wild. I meant Wild. Throwback to 2015 in Game 6, when Zach Parise scored the game-winning goal to defeat the St. Louis Blues back in 2015. It's been a long 11 years since then. Face-off coming up here now in the Dallas end. Ottinger's back in his net due to an icing. Face-off won by the Stars. Rantanen battling for it down low in the corner. Approaching the final minute of play in regulation. Maverick Bourque chipped off the boards back into the Minnesota zone. Ottinger will go to the bench yet again. Dallas forced back into their own end once again. Duchesne will dump it down low. Everybody up on their feet here in Minnesota. Rantanen comes back into the Dallas zone. Lindell ahead to Rantanen, who carries it in. Mikko Rantanen to Maverick Bourque. Rantanen, pass in front, and denied there by Wallstead. Rebounds there, denied as well. 20 seconds to go here in the third. Battling for it in the corner then is Ritskovian. Minnesota will clear it into the empty net yet again. Another empty net goal. And it comes from Brock Faber. And it is 5-2 Minnesota with 14 seconds to go. And they have punched their ticket to round 2. Thank you, Chucker. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you for the thank you for the $2 dono. Oh, no, that was Matt Boldy again. Was that Boldy again? Really? It was. All right, final seconds will tick down. Stars will bring it back into their own zone. It's been a long 11 years for Minnesota since their last playoff series win. And it was worth the wait. Minnesota will move on to the second round, defeating the Dallas Stars in 6 games. Final score, Minnesota 5 and Dallas 2. Multi-goal games from Boldy and Quinn Hughes. And a phenomenal series here. This was a lot of fun. Wow. Our best performing series of any of the series here on the YouTube channel. And Dallas, I don't know if a lot of people expected that. And the Minnesota Wild move on to round 2. Congratulations to them. It'll be Avalanche versus Wild series preview coming tomorrow or Saturday. I'll let you guys know. Series preview tomorrow or Saturday. Handshakes going down right now. Thank you all for tuning in. We're going to go set up and get ready for Oilers and Ducks. That is the next game coming up here on the channel. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. Be greatly appreciated. I will see you guys in just a moment for Oilers and Ducks.